This is Valley View News.
I'm sorry to put you guys through this. That is not...
An Ohio judge finds 2 high school football players guilty of rape. The First Lady launches a new program to prevent childhood obesity.
3, 2, 1.
And Granada Hills has its first new park in more than half a century.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Melanie Shale.
And I'm Haley Skeen. 2 Ohio football players were found guilty of raping a 16-year-old girl. 17-year-old Trent Mays was sentenced to a minimum of 1 year in a juvenile detention center. 16-year-old Malik Richmond was sentenced to a minimum of 2 years. Richmond cried in the courtroom as he apologized to the family. The case was tried without a jury. A judge heard the evidence because the 2 were tried as juveniles. The case grabbed national attention when a video went viral showing the suspects raping the seemingly drunken victim. Ohio's Attorney General said the case is not over. He says he'll investigate whether parents, coaches, and other students broke the law by failing to report what they knew.
The body of a man with a self-inflicted wound was found along with a bag of bombs in a dorm room at the University of Central Florida. Nearly 500 students were evacuated after a fire alarm sounded at the Tower 1 dormitory. School officials canceled classes at the main Orlando campus. Officers found the dead man along with a handgun, an assault weapon, and a bag of improvised explosive devices in the room. The county sheriff's office and the FBI are assisting campus police with the investigation. Officials did not immediately release the name of the man or say whether he was a student.
After the evacuation, Florida students went to Facebook wanting to know what more was being done to secure the campus against guns and explosives. Here in California, the gun control debate continues. Valley View News reporter Christiana Coleman has the latest on gun control regulation.
Sales at gun shops like these are booming these days. Everything from pistols to rifles, plus lots of ammunition. As the gun control debate wages on in the Capitol, City Attorney Carmen Trutanich wages his own here in L.A. over the application process.
Then we go down and we find that the names are different, or the driver's licenses are different, or the addresses don't match up to the driver's licenses, or the names don't match up to the driver's licenses.
This is the form I would have to fill out if I wanted to purchase a gun here. Having a mental illness, having committed a felony, or having intentions to transfer the weapon would bar me from being able to buy a gun here.
His office also sent out this letter in December to remind gun applicants of their responsibilities.
You are twice as likely to comply with the law when you're given an opportunity to understand what the law says. So we just inform you what the law says. That's all my letter does.
Gun shop owner Jeff Bregman says after the shooting at Sandy Hook, the political debate led to increased sales.
Before they'd even cleared the bodies out of the school and identified the assailant, they were using it as a platform to spout how they wanted to take away a private citizen's right to own firearms. That is what caused the spike in sales.
Bregman says he's seeing one main purchase.
Well, if ARs were more readily available, they'd be buying them.
This man who brought his gun in for servicing said he wasn't aware of the spike in sales.
It's a little shocking, but I think some of it, of course, is overreaction.
LAPD Sergeant Cueto said that he supports private gun ownership, but suggests people think before they make a purchase.
You have a lot of the public in a state of panic, and when they're in the state of panic, they go out and they purchase weapons.
For now, customers will continue to purchase high-powered weapons like the one Jeff shows me until Congress passes legislation.
This is one, obviously, that they want to ban. It has all the evil features. But the reality is this one's far more powerful.
I'm Christiana Coleman, Valley View News.
Vice President Joe Biden is in Rome for Pope Francis's inauguration mass. The vice president is a practicing Catholic. He says he is happy for the new pope and his vision to help the poor. While there, Biden also met with Italian President Giorgio Napolitano. The two talked politics, and Biden sent President Obama's regards. Obama will not be attending the mass because he is scheduled to begin a visit to Israel the next morning.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has announced that she supports gay marriage. Clinton released a video on the Human Rights Campaign website saying same-sex couples deserve equal rights.
They are full and equal citizens and deserve the rights of citizenship. That includes marriage.
Clinton's announcement increases speculation that she will run for president in 2016. 58% of Americans now say it should be legal for same-sex couples to marry. That's up from 32% 10 years ago.
More groups and organizations are hiring lobbyists in Sacramento and are spending more money to do it. The California Secretary of State says spending has surged in the past decade for lobbyists to nearly $96 million. This is almost a 50% increase from 1 decade ago. Los Angeles County alone has spent about $5.3 million on lobbyists to monitor the Capitol in the past 2 years. The firms have secured more than $2 million in funds for city projects.
California residents may be able to drink alcohol longer into the night. Legislation has been introduced that would extend the last call to buy alcohol from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Senator Mark Leno says expanding the nightlife scene can boost jobs, tourism, and tax revenue. Many oppose the proposed law. They say it causes more noise in neighborhoods and can increase drunk driving. LA County Sheriff Lee Baca says he doesn't need another 2 hours of people drinking.
Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. About 35% of U.S. adults older than 20 are diagnosed with the disease. Jacqueline Galvan has the story.
Medication, insulin, glucose readings, and daily exercise are something most diabetics do on a daily basis. Manager of Health and Fitness Rick Weiner says technology is to blame for less exercise.
We sit on a computer all day, so we have to make up for that by doing something additional, like going for a jog or going to the gym, something along those lines.
If people do not control their diabetes, they can face serious complications such as heart disease, high blood pressure, loss of sight, kidney disease, or amputation.
I thought it was a death sentence. I didn't think I was going to make it to what I am now, 63 years old.
Carlos Rodriguez battles with one of the complications of being a diabetic, loss of sight. Carlos has been blind for 10 years and has been a diabetic for 35 years.
Because of my present condition, I go to dialysis 3 times a week, where I spend 3.5 hours being treated for all the impurities in my body. Without dialysis, I would definitely die.
Diabetes affects more ethnic groups in the U.S. due to obesity or diabetes being hereditary. 12.6% of non-Hispanic blacks are diabetic, along with 11.8% of Hispanics, 8.4% of Asian Americans, and 7.1% of non-Hispanic whites. More than 25 million people are diagnosed with diabetes in the United States, and exercise is key for those with the disease. However, it doesn't necessarily mean going out and running the marathon. The goal is to get active and stay active. In Los Angeles, Jacqueline Galvan for Valley View News.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says kids need more than exercise to be healthy. Eating habits are important in preventing child obesity.
Fiona Arana joins us in the newsroom with more on the story.
Many factors determine what children eat and how much exercise they get. Families, societies, and schools all play a key role in influencing kids' health choices. You can find a fast food place at almost every street corner. The easy access to a quick and cheap meal could be causing a bigger problem. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention revealed childhood obesity has more than tripled in adolescents in the past 30 years. In 2010, more than 1/3 of children and adolescents were overweight and obese. Santa Clarita Pediatrics Dr. Boutros says there are both immediate and long-term effects on a child's health.
And if they were to contract diabetes at an earlier age, let's say in their 20s and 30s, which I think adult doctors are diagnosing type 2 diabetes earlier, it affects their eyes, their feet, their heart, heart disease. You're much more likely to have a heart attack if you have type 2 diabetes.
Schools, much like this one, continue to try and provide a healthy meal. However, parents are still packing their kids' favorite sugary drinks in their school lunches, much like this one, a 12-ounce can with about 150 calories and 40 grams of sugar. That's about 10 packs of sugar in just one can. Experts and doctors say it's time to trade in the sugary drinks for some good old H2O. First Lady Michelle Obama launched an awareness program, Let's Move, dedicated to solving the problem of child obesity. Obesity is defined as excess body fat and is most often measured by the body mass index known as BMI. The program helped formulate the perfect plate. One great plate consists of half fruit and vegetables, plus 1/4 whole grains and 1/4 lean protein. Poor physical health is not the only concern. Often kids suffer social discrimination from their peers and low self-esteem. The Santa Clarita Valley Food Center for Elementary Schools has already implemented the program. Kitchen Supervisor Nancy Haddock says visual learning is important.
Every school we have, in particular, a chart that shows the kids that half of their plate needs to have vegetables and fruit on it, and the other half needs to be a combination of grains and proteins.
Nutrition specialist Tracy Fasella says they put on a cooking event for a lucky 4th grade class every year.
Prior to them coming here, I believe it's Joe, who's heading this event, went to their classroom and did a couple of presentations, one focusing on nutrition and what a healthy plate would look like, and one dealing with food safety, sanitation, and menu planning.
The kids and parents enjoyed the event and said it was a learning yet delicious experience.
I ate corn, I ate spinach.
It's fun. We dropped some food on the floor. We threw it away, so no need to worry.
Not many other people get to say they did this, so.
The kids had fun playing chef. Parents and teachers were all invited to eat the lunch made by the kids. I'm Vianney Arana, back to you in the studio.
This year's Los Angeles Marathon drew more than 24,000 runners from around the world. A 27-year-old woman from Belarus took home the grand prize. Alexandra Jaliba finished the race more than 4 minutes ahead in the women's division. Eric Mose won in the men's division, followed closely by his best friend and fellow Kenyan, Julius Keeter. Another group of competitors finished the 26.2 miles in wheelchairs. Krij Shabort of the U.S. finished first in that division. It's the 4th straight year he's won. He did it in record time, even after he stopped to fix a flat tire.
The LA Marathon was the grand finale in a year-long running tour for Julie Weiss. The 42-year-old California mom has competed in 52 marathons. That's one every weekend. Every weekend. Weiss says her goal was to raise money to fight pancreatic cancer. Her father died just 1 month after being diagnosed with the illness in 2010. Weiss began with a marathon in Rome last year, and since then she's raised over $180,000 for her charity.
Coming up next, we'll talk about the NCAA tournament's top seed and the Heat win another one. Also, a health update on Lil Wayne.
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay. Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Welcome back. Here's Jacqueline Galvan with March Madness and an update on Kobe's sore ankle. Jacqueline, I guess many fans were surprised about what happened with Kentucky this year.
As a matter of fact, they were. Defending champions, the Kentucky Wildcats, were left out of this year's field despite winning 21 games. But I guess we'll just have to see who the new champions will be in April. March Madness has arrived, and the Louisville Cardinals are the #1 seed overall. Kansas, Indiana, and Gonzaga round out the top seeds in this year's NCAA tournament. Second seed Miami became the first ACC regular season and tournament champ to not receive a first seed. John Calipari's Kentucky Wildcats did not make the field of 68. That's the 20th time a defending champion has been left out. The tournament will take place over the next few weeks, ending with the Final Four and national championship games in Atlanta. The Miami Heat's winning streak hit 22. The team aimed at 23 in a row, hoping to beat the Celtics. The Heat defeated the Toronto Raptors 108-91, giving them the second longest winning streak in NBA history. Now the Heat will go to Boston to face their rival team, the Celtics, who ended their last winning streak back in January. Dwayne Wade says he thinks they will be ready for it. They will have to get their rest and know they have a dogfight on their hands. The Heat faced the Celtics twice this season.
They beat them the first time 120-107 opening night. Then Miami lost 100-98 in double overtime back in January. The teams have become regular postseason opponents since James and Bosch signed the Heat in 2010. The NBA's longest winning streak is 33 games set by the 1971-72 Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers continued their winning ways against the Kings, rolling to a 113-102 win at Staples. Kobe Bryant missed the game with an ankle injury, but Dwight Howard and company proved to be more than enough against Sacramento. Antoine Jameson led the way with 27 points, and Metta World Peace added 22 for LA. The Lakers are in the Phoenix next as they continue to make a push towards the playoffs. Kobe Bryant has been listed as day-to-day and is not expected to play. As for LA's other team, the Clippers routed the injury-depleted Knicks 93-80. New York was without leading scorer Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler. Chris Paul led the Clippers with 20 points and 8 assists. NFL wide receiver Dante Stallworth has been hospitalized after a hot air balloon crash in Florida. He and his girlfriend Soleil Guerrero were riding in the balloon near Miami when it ran into power lines and crashed. Stallworth is being treated for serious burns and shock at a local hospital. His agent Drew Rosenhaus says the injuries will not jeopardize his career. The receiver is a free agent and most recently played for the New England Patriots. A 20-year-old Greek soccer player celebrated a game, winning a goal by giving a Nazi salute to his fans in Athens. Georgios Katidis says that he was pointing at a friend and had no idea what the gesture meant. The German coach of the AEK Athens team says Katidis has no clue about politics, and if he knew the coach's background, he would never have done it. Katidis has been banned for life from representing his country in international tournaments. That's all for sports. Back to you, Haley.
CSUN's Cosmic Dance Crew is known for its hip-hop style, but now the crew's trying something different. Reporter Alexa Fung has more on the story.
Sweat, laughter, and skill. This is what you found on the dance floor at Cosmic Dance Crew's most recent rehearsal. The Cal State Northridge hip-hop crew is prepping for a dance unlike any they've ever done before.
It's not something I'm normally used to because it's not all just like hip-hop, it's more lyrical and technical. But it's a lot more fun to learn different types of choreography.
I love the piece because it's like, it just has like, I've never done anything like it before. So it's like, it's really like stepping into new water.
Co-founder and choreographer Liz de Guzman explains what the routine is about.
It's about communication, trying to move forward, but we can't. They want to move forward, we want to move forward, but we somehow we fear that future. But with a little bit of guidance, with a little bit of friendship, with a little bit of family, shoulders to lean on, we can get there. We just need to take it one step at a time.
Cosmic Dance Crew was founded in 2009 by CSUN students Liz, Nancy, and Mariko. They welcome all levels of dancers, from beginner to pro. The crew recently performed at Urban Street Jam, an annual hip-hop competition located in Anaheim with a special video game themed routine.
There is not a single feeling that I can describe of being before you get on stage. Like, performing on stage is like the best feeling in the world to me. I do not want to give that up, or even seeing my piece that I created on stage when I'm not even dancing. It's such a great honor to see that masterpiece come to life, or you just waiting on stage just to get ready. I would have to say that is the best feeling in the world.
Cosmic Dance Crew will be premiering their new lyrical hip-hop piece at the Kinesis Dance Show on campus April 23rd and 24th. In Northridge, I'm Alexa Fung for Valley View News.
Here's the scoop.
Now here's Bridget with the latest in entertainment news.
Haley, you know about the South by Southwest Music Festival this year, right?
Gosh, yeah, everybody's talking about Prince's performance. I hear it got 6 encores.
Oh yeah, it did. And you know, he performed his 1999 hit and the crowd went wild. I love that song.
It's always been one of my favorites.
This year's South by Southwest Music Festival in Austin, Texas brought more than 1,000 fans to the La Zona Rosa. Artists like Prince, Justin Timberlake, Green Day, Snoop Dogg, and Depeche Mode were among the all-star performers who came out to rock the stage. South by Southwest Annual Festival began in 1987 as a way for new performers to impress managers and label executives. Now the event allows megastars to perform. The event highlighted nearly as many brands as they did bands. The venue was flooded with pop-up ads, and a Doritos stage was even built as an interactive vending machine. Critics say the festival may be losing its authenticity. Rapper Lil Wayne has been hospitalized in Los Angeles after a series of seizures. TMZ reported he was in a medically induced coma. President of Young Money, Mac Main, tweeted that the superstar was alive and well. One source reports Lil Wayne's health problems could stem from a drink combining cough syrup with codeine. The highly anticipated Spring Breakers movie had the biggest debut of the year for a film playing in limited release. Spring Breakers collected $270,000. The R-rated movie stars former Disney Channel actresses Selena Gomez and Vanessa Hudgens. James Franco is also featured in the film. The movie attracted younger viewers than expected, which is likely because of the former Disney stars. The film only screened in 2 theaters in New York and 1 in Los Angeles. Twitter is celebrating its 7th birthday this week. The social media site has more than 200 million users, with Justin Bieber having the most followers at 36 million. For those of you who don't know, the official name of Twitter's bird is Larry. Full name, Larry Bird. You know, the former basketball star. Twitter's co-founder Biz Stone, who grew up in Massachusetts, was a fan of the Boston Celtics player. That's all for entertainment. Back to you, Melanie.
Coming up, a Los Angeles neighborhood gets its first new park in decades. A Bakersfield man explains why he disappeared for 5 years, and we'll learn why some people want to keep honeybees at home.
Come on, let's go.
Just a minute, I gotta finish this.
Wait, you're gonna post those pictures of Mary?
Yep. She thinks she's so hot.
But her mom and dad will see them. Her grandmother, her little sister, everyone she knows. It's gonna kill her.
Who cares? Just a couple of pictures. It's no big deal.
No big deal? Don't. This has gotta stop.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're gonna beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Los Angeles doesn't build new parks very often, but that's changing. Valley View's Jonathan Gonzalez joins us in the studio to tell about a city program designed to create more green space. Jonathan?
Melanie, it's called the 50 Parks Initiative. LA already has 420 parks, which may seem like a lot, but a recent report found they're not equally distributed. I visited LA's newest park designed for a special kind of visitor.
3, 2, 1.
And with that cut, Los Angeles City Councilman Mitchell Englander opens up the San Fernando Valley's Aliso Canyon Park, Granada Hills' brand new hotspot for horses.
This is sort of a little hidden jewel off Rinaldi that most people would drive right by and not even know about.
Equipped with new trails, a new bridge over the creek, it took 3 years and over $2 million in grant money to make these 70 acres of paradise for horse owners a reality.
The playground of this new park is definitely this dressage arena. Several years ago, this was nothing more than undeveloped land damaged by a fire. And today, it became Granada Hills' first new park in 50 years.
Well, this is an equestrian community here in Granada Hills and Chatsworth. It's one that needs protected and preserved. It's really a quality of life issue.
First to take a round in the arena, Katie Richardson, who learned her skills at Ride On, a local organization that teaches people with disabilities the art of horseback riding. It was co-founded by Cal State Northridge alum Gloria Hamblin.
A lot of our kids with disabilities start with a lot of helpers, but Katie's is one who's progressed enough now that she doesn't need leaders or sidewalkers and can control her horse by herself.
I'm going to compete in dressage soon.
And how do you like this new park? Is it beautiful?
It's nice, yes. It is. I like it.
The park is also open to all non-horseback riders. And yes, other animals are welcome too.
Most of the new 50 parks will be so-called pocket parks built on small lots in densely populated areas. Supporters say it's a really cool program, great for LA's youngsters. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez. Back to you.
Thanks, Jonathan. A new report says some of the world's most impoverished people are becoming less poor. Oxford University's Poverty and Human Development Initiative says that poor countries, including Nepal, Rwanda, and Bangladesh, could see acute poverty erased within 20 years. The study looks at indicators such as years of schooling, water availability, nutrition, and child mortality. The UN reported that the world is experiencing a global rebalancing with higher growth in at least 40 poor countries.
Pope Francis and Argentine President Cristina Fernandez seem to put aside differences to have a friendly lunch. The former Archbishop of Buenos Aires has criticized Fernandez's populist party in the past. Fernandez has called the Pope's position on gay adoption outdated. Their meeting, however, was a different story. The President and Pope shared tea, and he gave her a kiss on the cheek. Pope Francis will hold his first Mass as Pope in St. Peter's Square. An estimated 1 million people are expected to attend.
A Bakersfield Community College student is back in school after years of being a spy. Fernando Jara converted to Islam before the 9/11 attacks and went undercover and overseas to expose terrorists. Jara had been a junior high dropout and misguided teen, but he worked for the FBI for 5 years immediately following the 2001 attacks. Jara learned Arabic and was trained in firearms and intelligence methods. While overseas, he played the role of an ultra-conservative Muslim convert. Jara is now known as a family man working on his master's degree. He also has plans to earn his doctorate and law degree.
We see them buzzing around our yards and gardens, but many people don't understand that honeybees are important. They pollinate many of the crops we rely on for everyday food, but honeybees are dying out. Haley Skeen reports on efforts in LA to give the little insects some help.
About 75% of the food we eat relies on the work of the honeybee. In the past 3 years, 1/3 of all honeybee colonies have died out nationwide.
Bees are in real trouble.
In Los Angeles, the nonprofit organization Honey Love is working to encourage urban beekeeping. Founder Rob McFarland says residential beekeeping can be a safe way to protect the honeybee population.
The more people that we make this subject accessible to, the sort of better off honeybees will be.
Although many people have at-home gardens, the city of Los Angeles still doesn't allow urban beekeeping.
McFarland says there are about 10 honeybee colonies per square mile in Los Angeles.
There's a lot of bees here, but they're living in our walls, our birdhouses, our water meters and stuff. So by allowing beekeepers in the urban environment, we're able to manage these feral colonies. That's a little bit of honey right there.
The honeybee may have gotten a bad rap in the 90s when news spread that the more aggressive, Africanized honeybee had colonized in California.
That sort of fear is overstated. They're just honeybees. There's a little bit of difference in their behavior, and as a beekeeper, that means that you take a little bit more care and responsibility in dealing with those.
CSUN students had mixed feelings on the idea of a beehive next door.
I'd feel a little not quite at ease about it.
I'd be fine with it. I think it's kind of a cool idea.
And we're approached by young people every day who want to be beekeepers. They're not afraid of the work. They're not afraid of getting stung. They want to be part of something that gives them that connection to nature and to their food. They have beehives in public parks in Paris and on rooftops in Manhattan. So this isn't a new concept by any means.
In Los Angeles, this is Haley Skeen for Valley View News.
Thank you for watching Valley View News. Have a good evening.